Diamonds are a scam. Everybody who bought diamonds has fallen for this scam. And now lab-grown diamonds are going to cause the prices to fall. Let's understand diamonds today. So Shrikant, diamonds are the ultimate in luxury and glamour, right?
True.
It's one of the most expensive items of jewelry somebody is going to get.
Yeah, because diamonds are forever.
Let's try to understand, why are diamonds expensive? Why is anything expensive?
Because diamonds are a specific crystalline shape and they are formed only in deep mines and they are difficult to extract and they are shiny and they are pretty.
Well, let's talk in terms of basic economics, right? We have done an episode, supply and demand.
Oh, okay.
If something is expensive, it's because the demand is high,
right,
and supply is low.
True.
Okay. And that's the case for diamonds. That's why they're expensive.
Yeah.
But we are going to talk about how both of these things are a scam and manipulated. Okay.
Okay.
Diamonds are not really as rare as you make it out to be.
Okay.
And the demand didn't really exist 100 years ago. It was generated out of thin air by marketing.
Demand didn't exist 100 years ago?
Well, it wasn't this much.
Okay. Right. I thought diamonds were always like a favorite of kings. One of our diamonds went all the way to the UK and it's still there in somebody's crown.
Well, see, it was there, but not to the extent now, right? Like now, everybody who gets engaged
wants a diamond, solitaire.
Or wants to give a diamond. Let's not be, okay.
Okay, sorry,
how did
my bad.
That happen?
I was being, anyway.
Okay. So, about 150 years ago, diamonds were really rare.
Yeah.
Okay. But what happened was that in the late 1800s, new diamond mines were discovered in South Africa.
Okay.
And they were big.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So suddenly the diamond merchants began to worry that as the number of diamonds in the world increases, the prices will fall.
Yeah, supply and demand, basic economics.
Guess what they did?
They did not mine
bunch
enough
of diamond merchants got together. They created a single company called De Beers, which bought those mines. And then for the next 100 and so many years, they made sure that those diamonds don't come out and flood the market. Okay.
Hold on.
They artificially kept the supply of diamonds low.
I thought De Beers was one single company. Are you trying to tell me it's a conglomerate of...
It was. That's how it started.
Okay.
Okay.
But then De Beers doesn't control all the mines in the world.
There was a time when they controlled more than 80% of the supply of diamonds.
Okay.
So that's part one. Keep the supply low.
So the demand is always high.
Well, no, that's part two. How to increase the demand.
How do you increase the demand?
Correct. So De Beers went and found a very smart marketing company in the US.
Okay.
And they got together and they spent like 10-15 years doing this. Okay. How do you increase the demand? Step one, make it glamorous. Okay. Make it so that all celebrities are talking about diamonds. It could be movie stars, but it could also be kings and queens. Okay.
Okay.
So Marilyn Monroe singing that
diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Yes, a lot of this was product placement by the diamond industry, right?
Are you serious? Diamonds are a girl's best friend is product placement.
I don't know if this specific one is product placement, but there was a lot of product placements like 20 years before that.
Wow.
Okay, that's part one. Okay. Part two, now people desire diamonds,
right,
but you also have to give them and create occasions for them to buy diamonds, right? And that's where they started this concept of on your engagement, you have to give a diamond.
A diamond ring.
Part two of that was that it has to be expensive. So they created occasions for people to buy diamonds through a lovely concept called costly signaling. I speak a lot about costly signaling on this channel.
We have done an entire episode on costly signaling, which you should check out.
Something that we can't resist through our evolution. Okay.
Yeah.
But basic idea is that convince the world that a man's love for the woman is directly proportional to how much he spends on the diamond. Right? Yeah. That is the only costly signal. Anybody can claim to love. but only the true person will spend a lot on the diamond. And what is a lot?
2 months salary, because
Yes.
that was the campaign I remember.
They actually put that in their ads, that if he doesn't spend at least 2 months of salary on the diamond, he doesn't love her enough.
I fell for a marketing trick. I
Yes.
didn't fall for a marketing
Lots of
trick.
people
but
fell
lots
for
of
it.
people fell for
Yeah.
a marketing trick.
Third part of this is to create awareness and education. Okay. Now the problem with diamonds is that they all look similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? How do you convince someone that this diamond, which looks almost the same as this diamond, costs 10 times more? So you go around in schools talking about the 4 C's of diamonds. Okay. Color, clarity, cut, and carat. Okay. So
This was propaganda as well.
They paid for these lectures to be given in schools where you tell everyone that, oh well, there are these like minute things that you can see under the microscope which make this diamond really more expensive than this other one. Okay.
And we fell for it. The fact that these
The world
differences,
fell for it.
Yeah, these differences are visible only under the microscope, and we still fell for it.
And we continue to fall for it because all of this has been known for at least 50 years, right? 50 years ago, there was an article called, "Have you tried to sell a diamond?" And until now, it hasn't fallen, but things are changing now.
Yeah, actually, you can't sell a diamond because...
Right. So let's talk about one other important thing about diamonds, right?
Okay.
A lot of people
Yeah.
somehow manage to convince themselves that, oh, well, I'm not just wasting money, this is investment.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense with gold. Okay,
Yeah.
you buy gold and then in times of trouble, you sell the gold and you pretty much get
Most of the money, most of the value back.
right? With the diamond, it is not at all easy to sell a diamond.
Because diamonds usually don't have resale value because people assume that diamonds are forever and they are never going to sell it.
Well, no. I mean, they have some resale value. I mean, you could, if you tried really hard, sell it for 80% of the cost. Okay. That doesn't account for inflation at all. That doesn't account for any return on investment.
Correct.
Okay. And a lot of times, the shop is just not going to take the diamond back. They want to sell new diamonds. You know what? The supply is not that constrained.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So, if you wanted investment, gold is much better, real estate is much better, mutual funds are the best. Okay.
To put it simply, there is no secondary market for diamonds.
No secondary market for diamonds. That's where, like I said, check out the link, the article, "Have you tried to sell a diamond?"
Alright, we'll put a link in the description show notes.
Another problem with diamonds.
Okay.
Forget the economic arguments. There is a moral argument also.
Moral argument?
Yes. So a lot of diamond mines are in Africa, in places where there isn't good governance. Okay. What has happened in the last century is that militant groups have managed to take over the diamond mines and they use sales of those diamonds to fund their activities.
And not just diamonds, a lot of precious and semi-precious stones.
Correct. So
sapphires, emeralds.
These diamonds are called blood diamonds because anyone who buys a blood diamond is directly subsidizing some militant group killing other people in that area. Okay, and genocide. So, and it's,
look up the emerald mines of South Africa.
Right.
There is a lot to learn there.
There is a worldwide agreement to try to keep blood diamonds separate from regular diamonds, clean diamonds. And so that you can buy clean diamonds, but you shouldn't buy blood diamonds. But it's a very porous thing,
what? Right? There is now fair trade diamonds like fair trade coffee? What?
Absolutely there is. They're called clean diamonds. Okay.
This is painful. Oh,
we haven't come to the painful part. I haven't talked about the lab diamonds yet.
Lab diamonds?
Right. See, what is a diamond? It is just carbon.
In a crystalline form.
Yeah. We know what carbon is. We know where lots of carbon is. And in a lab, we put it under temperature and pressure and it becomes a diamond.
Okay. I've heard of lab-grown diamonds. I didn't know the procedure was this straightforward.
Well, it takes a long time, like 300 hours to create one nice diamond.
Yeah, but 300 hours is less time compared to 3 million years.
Yes.
Or 6 million or whatever the amount of time is.
What's your point?
The point is, why aren't we using lab-grown diamonds instead? They are ethical,
Yes.
they are clean, they are simple, they are straightforward, they are quick.
They're cheaper.
They're cheaper.
Right. Guess, what do you think? Why don't people use lab-grown diamonds?
And by you, he means Shrutika, who's sitting on the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
Let's have it. What for Shrutika? Let's give it up for Shrutika.
Here in India, people think there is a lot of things happening. There would be a lot of things happening if you're wearing a diamond. So there is a religious part or like spiritual part that people believe, and the other thing is like the people who want to buy a diamond for as a shock ke liye. So for them, they were like, if I'm buying just one for a lifetime, then it has to be real, because that is just going to be the one for me. I said, this is my person.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between a real diamond and a lab-grown diamond? Is there a difference?
No, I haven't studied that, but I feel like if we already know the composition, so everything that is in nature, almost all of it, we can do it in labs now. So I feel like practically there is no difference.
So, but in your head, what would be the difference between given the option?
An average person on the street, what do you think why do you think they want real diamonds and they will not buy a lab-grown diamond? What is your impression like?
Okay, the main issue I feel here is ki when we go to the jewelers they never talk about lab-grown diamonds. They do not know this concept at all. And then they say ki they get dark over time, they lose their shine and all. This is what they say, but they actually don't know if there exists something like which is you called as lab-grown diamonds. Yeah. They do not talk about it at all.
There is great point, right? One is that there is an impression that lab-grown diamonds are very different from real diamonds and they have properties which are not as good.
Okay.
And second is, the jewelers absolutely know about this, but it is against their profits to actually talk about this. Why? Yeah. De Beers and other diamond people have gone to great lengths to create an entire campaign. To first, they spent lots of time trying to convince the whole world that there is a difference between them.
Yeah.
Turns out the difference is so tiny that you can't see the difference unless you use a microscope. Okay. Now imagine you are going to a wedding wearing a lab-grown diamond. Okay. Are all the people there coming with microscopes to check? No. Right?
That will be a sight. People with microscopes. I want to see a diamond.
Stuff about it will get dark over time, all of that is bullshit. Okay, it's the same carbon.
Yeah.
Okay. De Beers just does not want you to realize that they are the same thing, so they are trying to create a difference.
Yeah.
Okay, we did an episode on how do you get rich people to pay more for a certain thing and poor people pay less for the same thing. You have to make the rich people believe that this is different and better. De Beers has been doing that. Okay, with the diamond, they will give you a written certificate saying this is a real diamond. Okay, I hope you hang it with the necklace, that certificate. Otherwise, what's the point? Right?
Here is my diamond necklace, and here is the certificate.
Okay. Now the point is that because the market would collapse if this difference wasn't there, De Beers makes it a point to keep the difference, right? And if a jeweler tries to sell lab-grown diamonds, De Beers will cut them off.
Oh,
okay.
Sounds to me like De Beers is increasingly getting desperate.
Well, no. I mean, so this, what I said, was the story from some time back.
Oh, okay.
Well, even De Beers couldn't keep away lab-grown diamonds, right? So what they have done is, if you can't lick them, join them. De Beers has started selling synthetic diamonds.
If you can't lick them?
Join them. Yes, that's a phrase.
Nobody is licking diamonds. The phrase is, if you can't beat them, join them. Licking diamonds, it seems. Anyway, go on. De Beers has joined lab-grown.
So De Beers has started selling synthetic diamonds and they are selling it for less than what the others are selling it for. Okay. Just to make the difference seem even more stark. It's like, oh, De Beers this is like so cheap. It definitely has to be bad in some way. Right?
I am now waiting for the next De Beers campaign where they are like, if you really love her, you have to buy a lab-grown diamond worth 2 months of your salary. Probably they'll come up with that campaign.
In the last year, prices of lab-grown diamonds have fallen 40%.
Wow. It's a
How
sharp fall.
long do you think De Beers can keep it up? You know, last century, De
Look,
Beers had...
knowing De Beers, they'll probably try and corner the lab-grown diamond
Well,
market also.
The good news is that last century, De Beers had 80% of the market. Now they're at around 40%, right? They can't control the world as much as they could. So
I'm so glad.
hopefully, or most likely, two things are going to happen. One is that lab-grown diamonds, which are generated using technology, and there is absolutely no shortage of carbon around us, right? So technology will find ways of making them cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And at some point, people will realize that there's no difference between these and the real thing. So prices will crash, right?
Diamonds are forever. De Beers is not forever.
You can fool all the people sometime and some people all the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
Yes, and hopefully this episode will have taught you not to get fooled, and hopefully you will see diamonds for what they are, shiny little rocks. And as long as some rock is shiny enough to catch your eye, go ahead, enjoy. And if you can spend less for it, why not?
Well, why not? The reason is in our other episodes, which is that it is about status. And right now, until the whole world sees this episode, diamonds will continue to have status. So what you should do is buy the cheap stones and then show everyone around you this episode. Okay?
Naveen, wonderful businessman, mathematician, and intelligent guy. That episode he was talking about is right up here on your screen. Check that out. It'll also be in the description, show notes. Click that, go for it. Shrikant, Naveen, FutureIQ, status.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you liked this episode, check out these others. You might like them also. And please share with your friends. I'm sure they will also like these. Thank you.